Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Successful Stories in Steuben County. In this podcast, you will hear from successful people who live in our community. We would like to thank FIST for providing us with a grant for microphones which will enhance the quality of this podcast, and biographies that helped us learn about successful people and attributes needed to create success. My name is Vinny, and here's my co-host, Jesse. With us today, we have Cortez. Hello, Cortez. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come to Henry Park and be interviewed.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career?
So right now, I'm going into like coaching full time. But before I was working at Vestal, which was here in town, doing inside sales, which is kind of like what I got my degree in from undergrad. But I just got the job at UAD Mercy, Division I. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is transitioning into coaching full time.
What's your favorite part about being a Trine basketball coach?
It was really like being able to, give the guys like instruction, or them coming to ask me things during the game, and then seeing them apply it on the court. So that's probably like the biggest sensation I get. It kind of gave me the same feeling as like playing, having that adrenaline, being in those moments, and being able to help the guys out. That was pretty sweet. And then I played with some of them, so it was kind of like they're still my friends at the end of the day. So it was sweet to see them go through that, and for me to be a part of it.
Can you tell us a little about your childhood and how it did to who you are today?
So I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm sure you guys have heard it's not. People kind of like hype it up to be way worse than what it is, but I think the collective mindset and for the people in the city is like perseverance. I think that's the word, perseverance, because I went through a lot, been through a lot, seen a lot. So having the strength mentally and physically to keep going despite trials and tribulations kind of like contributed to the successes I've had lately. I mean, obviously on the basketball court and off, being able to because life is always gonna be obstacles. So being able to handle those with your chin up and mind clear to be able to push through. So I would say the word is perseverance.
What sports did you participate in as a child?
So my first sport actually was football. I played football organized first. I was 8 years old. I played Little League football, played wide receiver. And then I used to have asthma as a kid. I don't know if y'all got asthma or not, but I used to have asthma as a kid, and I was playing in a football game when it was like raining, and I got like the wind knocked out of me. It was like super, super scary for me and my mom. So after that happened, it was no more football. And then I went to basketball from there on out, and that was from 9 years old just up until obviously when I was done playing at Trine.
Well, who was an influential person in your life and how did they impact your current success?
It was a collection of people who contributed, especially like in the earlier stages where you had the chance to go the right way or the wrong way. It was a collective effort. Some of my AAU coaches, I mean obviously like my mom, but I had a couple mentors that really stepped in and steered me in the right direction. So I really can't point one person out, but I would say it was a collective, like 3 or 4 people, definitely.
What would you say is your best attribute?
I think my mindset is my best attribute. Like I said, being able to take a situation that is probably stressful to the next person or is too much to bear for the next person, and being able to put it on your shoulders and navigate it the best way you can. It's something that obviously, as you guys know, I've been through a lot, and for me to be able to get up every day and still be productive is a quality that I think should be that I should be proud of. So I would say my mindset for sure, definitely my mindset.
Yeah. Why did you choose to transfer from Albion to Trine?
So that was actually a funny situation. So when I was at Albion, we were like rivals with Trine. Like me and Miller didn't get along at all, like as competitors. And he could tell you that. So when I got done at Albion and I entered the transfer portal, and Miller was the first one to reach out to me. So for us to be like this as competitors and for him to like reach out to me first kind of like says a lot about him. So I came on a visit. Obviously, we chatted, and we knew right there that we had the chance to do something special. I always admired the culture here, like the basketball culture. I admire him as a coach, like his intensity, like what he demands from his guys, and then I mean, like the way I am as a player and as a person, I thought it'd be a perfect fit. So once we got everything lined up, it was a no-brainer for me. And then obviously we did what we did, so I can say it was worth it.
You are a really good basketball player. What challenges did you face while going through this process?
I think, like I said, I think the word is perseverance. Like when I first got to college, I didn't play as a freshman, but I was never discouraged. I never like was having like a pity party or whatnot. I just stayed in the gym, stayed going hard every day in practice, and stayed improving. So like each year I improved at something, and then eventually like the playing time and the accolades and the championship, like all that stuff just fell into place. Just by working hard and trying to be the best that I can be and handle and control what I can control. So that was, yeah, I think that was.
How do you get mentally relaxed before tough games?
I never really get. I think at the beginning of every game, whether it's a big game, regular game, I always get nervous. Like I get like this butterfly feeling, like when the intense music is playing and the crowd is cheering and all of that stuff. It give me the same butterfly effect every time. But like literally, as soon as the ball is tipped up and the game is going, like everything like kind of goes away. So I think what helped me out was I tried to treat every game the same. I mean, obviously stakes are higher in certain games, and obviously, but I try to treat every game the same as far as my approach, so that when I am playing a big game, it just feel like a normal one.
Yeah.
Going into the NCAA tournament in 2024, Trine wasn't favored to win. Tell us your plan going into the first game.
I feel like we definitely were getting. I don't want to say blackball because that's an extreme term, but we definitely weren't getting the respect that I felt that we deserved, and it was like a collective thought for the team. So going into the tournament, we kind of just had that chip on our shoulder to like prove that we were one of the best teams, despite whatever the critics and the analytics are saying. So yeah, that was the collective theme of the team. So if you guys do go back and look at the pictures, like you will see us throwing up fours. That's because, like I said, the computer gave us a 4% chance of winning, which is not a likely odds. So, like I said, we had a chip on our shoulder, and that low key gave us the will to do what we did and come together, and all of those things just spent off of that, spiraled off. Like I said, I just wanted to prove ourselves.
Take us back to the game against Plattsville. Trine was down by 8 with a minute left. The team tied it up to go into overtime. Take us through a quick play-by-play of the overtime. What happened and how did you feel after that?
It's crazy. I actually just rewatched that game yesterday, and that reminded me like how crazy it actually was. So, we were down by 10 with about minute 10 to go. It's kind of going back and forth. Fred scored. My brother Drew scored. And then we were down by 2 with 3 seconds to go. Drew gets the rebound, gets fouled. It's 0.8 seconds to go. So he has to make the first free throw, miss the second one, which he did. We were down by 3. He made the first one, missed the second one, got his rebound, got fouled. So like the odds of that happening is already like crazy. So he makes both free throws, and we go into overtime. So in overtime, I think we struck blood first, so we scored the first basket, and that was kind of like the game plan going into the overtime. We used to call it Rambo mentality, which just means come out and strike first, throw the first punch. So we came out, we did that. It was a back and forth game, and then we were up 3 with a chance to seal the game away. My brother fouled someone for 3 at the end of the game, about 8 seconds to go. The guy makes both free throws, and then the historic shot, I get it late, clock running down. Then I hit the game winner, like the left elbow off the step back, and the rest of it was history.
How did you feel after you won the Final Four MVP?
It was a euphoric feeling for sure. Just getting the piece of cake at the end or the dessert after dinner. It was like all of the hard work that we put in. It all just came full circle at that moment. And for me to get the MVP, I mean, it was. I never really thought about it, nor did I really too much care in the moment as far as me actually chasing the award. But it was really like a team award because if we wouldn't have done what we done, and people wouldn't have contributed the way they have, then I would have never won the award. So it was just a full circle moment.
How did you feel after winning the national championship?
I mean, it was like job done. I know coming in, so I was actually like one of the last commits on that team. I probably was the last one. But from August, like me and Miller, we talked, we chatted a lot, and we knew from then that we could do it. So it wasn't like I wasn't like shocked, if that makes sense. It was more like, okay, we got it done. Like we knew we would. So it was definitely a feeling I'm never gonna be able to translate or describe. Really, it was crazy for sure.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day. It looks like Vinny and I have to work on perseverance to be successful like you. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome.